What is happening, everybody? I wanted to jump on here, do a quick little review, and kind of talk about what we've got here with this beast of a boat. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attempt to try these new Seaking 300s. Now, I've yet to open this, so we're gonna do it together. I want to kind of compare it, like size comparison to the XLX2 and stuff like that. I really kind of went back and forth trying to decide whether or not I should buy a Castle or buy a Hobbywing. But since Hobbywing came out with these, Spectrum came out with some 200s which look eerily similar. But I opted to go with a Hobbywing only because of the way that they do the cooling. I really love the in and out, because you can hook up your motor leads and then basically have your cooling line run through the middle of them. It just keeps it a little bit neater. Now overall, just first view, it seems to be nearly identical in size to the XLX2. Maybe a little bit more narrow, maybe a little bit less height on it. Definitely is going to be taller due to the big capacitor banks that they have here. But this thing is, I believe, 12S capable. Does it say on the back? Or is it 14S capable? 14S, yeah. It says 14S. So that's pretty cool. You know, I have no need to run 14S. I'm just kind of curious with this. I guess this is going to be a mount for the bottom. Okay, so we can put that plate on there, and then we can screw this down to something and attach it there, or I guess you can attach it with like Velcro straps, which is pretty cool. And they give you the provided screws in here, which is very nice, and then I'll go over the manual later. But this is a 45-inch catamaran, carbon Kevlar. I bought it used, so I didn't really know. The previous owner told me what setup he had in it, and I can copy that setup if I choose to, but I don't necessarily, want to jump straight into copying the setup. I want to try something different. That's kind of what I like about the hobby. Everybody can make something their own, even if it's still a really similar setup. You know what I mean? But looks to me like it fits right here, because he said he had the XLX2s drop down in here, and the Hobbywing 300 seems like it'll fit too. So it'll fit right there. Now this one arrived today, and the other one is going to arrive in about 3 days. So I thought I was going to have them both at the same time, and then I could start this project, but that's just not the case. So I'm just kind of looking over it. I like this because it only gives you these leads. On the Spectrum 200, I think they come out with 2 leads, and they've got the EC5 connectors or the IC5 connectors with the Spectrum wire and all that. And we don't use Spectrum batteries, so there was never really a need for any of that stuff. I like the little power button. I really love how long this lead is. Some of my ESCs have short leads, and we have to get extensions, which is essentially why I got these extensions right here for another build. But I just kind of wanted to throw this in and show it to you. That's pretty cool. One quirk that I will say, this only goes down to 10 on the timing, right? A lot of Delta Wine motors kind of not require you to run 0 degrees timing, but they like to run 0, 3.75, 5. I don't really like to run my Delta Wine motors anything above 5. They just get hot. So this being the lowest it'll go is 10. I think they should have made it to where it goes to 0. That's just my opinion on it, So in the case these are D1 motors, I'm going to kind of be forced to run it at 10 degrees. So I'm thinking about upgrading the motors. I may end up swapping these motors here into the Cheetah right here, because the Cheetah has 4082 size motors and these are 4092. So if these motors have in fact had this boat up to 100 miles an hour, I don't see why these motors can't make the Cheetah go 100 miles an hour if we do a quick motor swap. You know, and being that this boat here has the baby Hydras, we've got the X8S's in that boat, we can in fact turn the timing all the way down to 0. So I think we'll be good there. But they're pretty cool. I'm excited. I think I got them for $269. Ended up buying them on Amazon because Offshore Electrics didn't have any in stock, and nobody else had any in stock. And they have, Hobbywing also has a 200, which looks a little bit skinnier, a little bit longer. I've been watching Bill Oxtein. He's been reviewing the 200 on his website. I think he's going to have like, you know, maybe 20 or so for sale, he said. But I think they're going to be a pretty decent ESC just based on the weight. So we'll get some testing done in the near future, and I'll take y'all along with me. But I just kind of wanted to do a little unboxing and kind of go over it and just look at it. It feels good. One thing I really like about this is it's got Bluetooth, and we're going to download the app and we'll get all of the data without having to have like a Wi-Fi program card or anything like that, like you have to do with the Castle stuff. So I like the fact that they're going to have an app, and we're going to download it and then we'll play with that. But once we get it in the boat, that's what we'll do. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and end the video. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Peace.